Installing the isolation transformer. Oh, good evening, YouTube. Here with you on a Monday evening. Getting ready to solder leads on this and put some heat shrink around those. And then I'm going to do the other side the same way, but I got to find a plug suitable to plug into the outlet over there. And I may have to move the scope out of the way, put this in, and put the scope back. Sometimes I have to do that when I mess around over there, but that'd be alright. So let me get this soldered and we'll show you what it looks like when I get done. I'm back with you once again. I have the heat shrink across there. Now there's individual heat shrink on each one of the wires, and then I put one big piece over the top of both wires. I think that should hold it pretty good. That should hold it anyway. I got to do the same for the other side, but I have to find a plug. Now I thought about using this plug here, but it's just too short. I need something with a little bit of a, length to it. So I'll have to go back to my stash, and I think I've got one in the junk drawer. So we'll look for that and come back and show you what that looks like in just a minute. All right, we are back once more. I have the this end done. I had to cut off of a longer cord, but that's all right. Like I said, it will work. It's fine. I'm just wanting something that, so when I put it this way, because the secondary needs to be closest to the edge there, I can plug it in up here. I can plug it in this way. I can plug it. You're not seeing half that, are you? Plug it in this way. I can plug it in this way. I can plug it in either way, and it should be fine. So that's the plan. And now all I have to do is fit it into this area right over here. Like I said, I can move the scope over it a little bit to get it in there. And I think there's plenty of room down behind the variac that's open like this side is. So, down in there. So when I get it over there, all I do is fish it around there, and I'll be able to fish it all the way over to the AC panel. And that's where it's going. So let me get back to doing that, and I'll bring you back. We are back once again. I have the wire fished into the back of the back here. It's actually right over there, but I'll come up through there and around through here. Also have the receptacle out. I thought this one was the one that I had cut the bridge across these terminals here, but it wasn't, so I had to remove those on both sides. So now these are independently wired, the top and the bottom. Top one will be the variac, and the bottom one will be the isolation transformer. So that's what we're going to do. What I'm going to do is put ends on the wires. It'll make it a lot easier to take this in and out and connect it and all that stuff. So I'll do that next, and I'll bring you back and show you what we have. Alright, it is 9:50 now in the evening. You can see I have that plugged into the lower one. I've already tested the upper one. It works just fine. It is hooked up to the bare plug. Again, don't recommend you guys doing this at home. And the plug runs up to this flute meter, which you can see the lines running out at 128.23, something like that. It is hooked up back here to the isolation transformer right there. That's what it's going through. So there is a bit of a discrepancy. It's not, like I say, it's not a one-to-one, which they usually aren't. They're not perfect, but better, there's probably some loss in there, so they probably compensate for the loss a little bit. So, when they do that, then, maybe they don't get it exactly right, but it works. So that's the thing. And like I said, these are separate, completely separate. So the top one is the 150 voltage coming out, and the bottom is the standard voltage coming out of the line, amplified just slightly. And so that's that. Now, one of the things you got to watch out for when this plug is live is you don't want to just grab a hold of things. So you can just grab a hold of this and pull it out. So there you go. It's not live anymore. Well, I mean, this is still live, but you know. Like I say, it took a while to get all that soldered and everything. I did something I've been meaning to do for a long time for these connections, is soldering them to the lug, the terminal lug, and putting that to the what do you call it, and that way, you know, it stays a little bit nicer. The wiring does, a little bit neater. So that's the way I did it. Now later on I may come back and this thing's starting to get a little bit messy there, but may come back and put a LED on here or somewhere. Now the one up here, now when this is on, these meters are on, so you know this one's active. But or at least I do. But this one here is live all the time, anytime the switch is on. Right now, if I turn the switch off, it's not on. There's no voltage coming out. So I wish I could show you that. I guess I could with the light. Let's see, which one is the light? I think it's that one there. It should be. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Famous last words. You guys know how that goes. Plug that in there and put my jumper back across, and we'll have light from the dim bulb, and that'll be a good deal. Oops. Take off the cover. I don't know why I bothered putting that on there, but I do. So there you go. There is, light is lit up, and as soon as I turn the switch off, it will go off. So that means there's no voltage on that any longer. So turn it back on. There, it comes back on. The kilowatt says it's 124 volts. That's, you know, what we're having to guess it is, but so it's not a big deal whether it is or isn't, you know, like I say. So that's the way that works. And like I said, it's just it works really good. So happy about that. Very happy, as a matter of fact. I now have my isolation transformer. What I wanted the extra isolation transformer was, so for one thing, I don't have to depend on my Variac to power something that I want to burn in or something like that. Sometimes the old radios you want to take and leave them play for a while and things like that. Well, this way I can do that without having to use the Variac. So that's the whole purpose of this is, you know, I can actually have one, you know, in the background somewhere playing while I'm working on another one and still have isolation for both of them. So I think it's a good deal. I like it. I like it a lot. So that is gonna do me. Now, one more thing I wanted to cover, looking at the one of the boards that Bob sent me. Now, this is not the final design. We've been working on that, or actually he has. I've been just helping the best I can on things and getting things arranged. He's trying to get this down a little bit smaller. He gets the cost down a little bit when he does that, and we're trying to keep that down as much as possible. So what he is doing is like I say, going to make the things a little closer together. And but you know, anyway, that's it. Also today we worked a lot on our parts inventory. On the the passive components, we are trying to stock at least 100 of those. I have 100 of all the resistors ordered, 100 of all the capacitors ordered, 100 of this diode here. The only thing we don't have in stock at all, except for what we have, is the chip, the socket, the transistor, and the other diode that's not on this board that we'll be using, the one in 5711. Those probably next time I get paid we'll get those, but everything else has been ordered and will be here. Now on the switches and the pots, we haven't decided yet on those. On the speakers, I found a deal out of China. You can buy 10 of them for, I believe it was 7 something shipped. So we'll probably do that, at least to begin with. I don't know how many we'll get, maybe 20, 30 of them, and get those and have those invited. I've come up with another idea for the reason I wanted to do this, because I wanted to use this type of a speaker that had mounting holes. I think you can see that. But they're too expensive, number one. And number two, these are just too big. So what we're going to do is use these kind, not particularly this one, but I mean this type of speaker. We'll have just a regular transistor radio type speaker. I think they're 57 millimeter, and the plan I have is to put the grating that I bought, the gutter grating, whatever it is, over the top. I'll have 4 holes drilled on each corner, and I'll put that underneath, and then take over the top another piece of that with a hole here for the magnet, and hook them all up, and this will hold the speaker in with no, I think Bob's been putting hot glue or something on his. There's no hot glue, you don't have to worry about that. And I think that's the way I want to try to do it. If Bob's going to send me one, another one with the case that he's picked out, the one he demonstrated, if you guys know that one. And so I'm going to work on that part of it and see what we can come up with. I got plenty of that stuff, that gutter guard, that we can, include that with the kit. So that's that. We are also giving away 4 or 5 of these to certain people. You will be contacted in order to get your address, and so that will be upcoming soon. The reason we want to do this is because we want some feedback. You guys will be our beta testers, and it will give you a free signal tracer, completed, board. This won't be done until we get the final design in, so it's going to be a while. But I just wanted to let you know that you may look for a email contact, and see, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. We have no problem with that, but we really would like to have some feedback on the kit, because this kit's going to be, it's going to include instructions and just about, well, it'll be everything that you need to build it. And so that's one of the things we want to do. So that's coming up. I will, like I say, contact the people. Bob had a couple of people he would like to give one to, and I had a couple of people I'd like to give one to. So that's what we're going to do. Hoping, like I said, people we pick, we think will be interested in helping us develop this, and have shown interest in it all along and stuff like that. No, Bill, you're not going to be one of them. You knew that, though. You can't see this stuff anyway, so it's not that, I wouldn't appreciate your feedback, but like I say, it's just we're trying to find some people that can, like I say, give us some constructive feedback, criticism, whatever you want to call it. So you guys look forward to that, maybe. And I think we're going to let this go. It is 10 o'clock now. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I appreciate you. By the way, I don't know if I even mentioned it, but this is, Monday night, Monday evening. So this will be posted tomorrow, Tuesday. So I told everybody I was taking yesterday off, which I did. And so I had a good day. So like I say, you guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks for watching, and we will see you.